This is a reading video for From the New World, episode 8, 9, and 10. A 3-episode reaction. Click in the link description below to go watch my reaction, and then come back here to see my full thoughts, Disney theories about these episodes. Might be a little shorter one, but who knows? We'll find out. So yeah, click away now, or be spoiled for what happened in these episodes. I don't know what I just, yeah, click away now. Okay, so we had one of the main kids, basically another one, be taken away. But this time it's kind of like on his own. Well, I mean, it looked like the teachers tried to, or the adults, I should say, tried to help him out. He talked about people giving him like medicine and that kind of thing to effectively kill himself, kind of thing, to stop everything from happening. They sent the cats after him. They didn't even find him until like the main girl showed up, kind of thing. Sake. So all this kind of stuff happened, and it seemed like he was like unraveling in a sense, kind of thing. The moment he kind of pulled out these little orb ball things, and the balls started flowing around him. It reminds me of there's a ton of different things that do that in shows to like contain your power, kind of thing, where like you're focusing hardcore on these little orb things that's flying around you, and you're concentrating on those little orb things, so your power is contained, focusing on the orbs and not everything around you, kind of thing like that, or whatever you're focusing on at the time. So I've seen other kind of shows and stuff do that, but when he walked into his house at the lake or something like that, and there was like he dropped, like I think he dropped the ball or like kind of rolled or something like that, but there's like a bunch of them there, and all of a sudden all of them started lifting up, and then they all start kind of like hovering and like staying in place, shaking, kind of thing. It's like, damn, like if he has to get like 30 of them in like a whole room together, he's ridiculously powerful. And then we saw that at the very end when he pushed Sake away, and then he just like detonated. Like it was like it was an organic detonation. It seemed like it wasn't like an explosion, or it wasn't like anything combustion. It was a pure organic. Like it was just like matter just like started shifting and changing and just like bloomed almost, kind of thing, like all around him. So I'm assuming, well, two things: either that is the birth of a karmic demon, or he was already a karmic demon, or on the verge of being a karmic demon, and that was like something that happens to karmic demons, or this is a way to kill himself, kind of thing. Maybe sustain his power, something, to like bury him under Earth itself, kind of thing, to trap himself, to kill himself, or something like that. Because he was saying he took the poisons that the adults gave him, but it didn't work on him because his power subconsciously altered like the atoms and everything like that, like in the chemical structure of the poison, to make it so it wasn't poisonous. So I was just like, Jesus, like if your mind does that without you even knowing, like you take the pill, like the poison, saying like, I'm gonna die when I take this, and then like take it, kind of thing, and your body's like, not gonna happen, and then just like changes the formula like on a molecular level. I mean, Jesus Christ, that's hardcore powerful. It sucks that he was like changing the world around him, like subconsciously doing it. Like the boards and all that kind of stuff. The house that he was in was like shifting and changing, and so on and so forth. Sadly, the dog, Subaru, he wanted to stick around him, and then just subconsciously he couldn't control it, and then Subaru kind of became altered because of being around him, but still loyal, which was awesome. But yeah, helped him out a little bit, but ended up dying or sacrificing itself, kind of thing, for the boy. So I'm wondering what's going to happen now. I'm wondering if anyone is going to realize that Sake went there and like interacted with him, kind of thing. It seems like, so it seems like they have all these kind of barriers and like, you know, the holy barrier, whatever it is, the big rope kind of thing, like boundary around the entire village kind of thing. Turns out that's to keep. Sorry. I had to wake up really early to watch this. Sorry. So the border, the border, it sustains the power within, because we thought it was the opposite. We thought it was to keep everything like outside from getting in, but it's to make sure everything inside doesn't get out, kind of thing. So that's an interesting kind of concept. Like, even the adults inside the barrier know that this is just a thing that happens, kind of thing. I wonder, like, how the adults deal with this kind of stuff. I mean, probably they go through the same stuff that the kids are doing now, but you know, they just lived with so many people like going off, dying effectively, or becoming, you know, past the border monsters like the ogres and so on and so forth, or karmic demons. I'm guessing like all the adults in the village kind of thing had to go through that when growing up, and then, you know, now it's just kind of common knowledge just to like don't talk about it, you know, kind of thing. Some of the adults are the one in charge of doing the stuff, you know, letting out the beasts to go hunt down, like, you know, problem children, that kind of thing. So I'm interested to see how, when something, if the adults in this case were spying on all the kids that ended up leaving, and then coming back without their power, but they got their power back, kind of thing. I wonder if they were being spied on the entire time, or the adults know what's going to happen, kind of thing. Who's the guy in the mask who was apparently the strongest one out of anybody, kind of thing, who came into class and it was like, you know, looking at everyone's progress and everything. It seemed like he was very important, but like the first time we've ever heard or seen anything about him. So that's pretty interesting. I'm wondering about him. We saw a little bit more about like the whole make love, not war sort of aspect of like their DNA change, that the one slug dog cosmic entity thing, the vault or whatever to call it, the knowledge database. What that told the kids earlier, it was like they changed like either subconscious or DNA or something like that to make it so all the people with these powers have this kind of like gene or something like that in them that effectively is like, was it apes or like any kind of animal, stuff like that prioritizes if they're stressed out or something like that, like love, basically. So we saw instances of that basically all throughout. It seemed like everyone was either stressed out or it's just like a common thing, I guess, in their society, to find somebody and then just kind of hang out. I like, though, that it's not just like boy, girl, you know, kind of thing. It is boy, girl, you know, that kind of stuff. Like a lot of, I don't know, it just seems interesting and cool that like that's a concept, because like I would think like a lot of people would be upset by that. Not me, obviously, but like society now is just like there's a lot of people that are upset with like same sex like marriages or interacting with same sex kind of stuff like that in a sexual way or flirty way or whatever. There's a lot of people that are like weird about that. So in like our society, like it's weird that the anime would do this kind of thing. I mean, and, like good on them kind of thing. Like good on them for trying at least. But I'm wondering if this show did get any flack for it. Because this was an anime kind of thing. I'm wondering if Japan. I don't know the society of Japan, like kind of thing. I just know like societies throughout the world, not societies, but like people throughout the world are not like okay with like same sex kind of stuff. So I'm interested to know, I guess, like how it went over there when like people kind of saw this episode kind of thing. Like I said, I'm cool with it. Like it's awesome. I'm kind of like I'm interested to see like what the world thought of it, I guess. Well, I guess the people who've seen I'm not saying that the whole world's seen this anime, but um, it's definitely interesting. Um, but yeah, so that one poor kid, uh, basically doesn't have anybody. He's like falling over for one girl kind of thing, the pink haired girl, the flying girl. But she is basically fawning over Sake, and then Sake is swooning over Shun. And then Shun was kind of swooning over her as well, but and in a way swooning over or got together, I should say, with the other boy. And both of them were together, and then just, like this a lot of like weird triangle, like hexagon, like side of like I don't know, crisscross like love triangle hexagons going on. Um, so I don't know. I mean, like I said, I know it's like in their DNA to like love each other, basically. Either I feel like I keep saying it like when stressed out, but like I don't know if that was like the sole reason for it. Because otherwise, you would think all the kids right now in class are all stressed out. I mean, granted, probably. Um, but I don't know. I feel like this might be just a little bit more, just like just like the society kind of thing. Because like in our or in my school, basically when I was younger, um, if you showed any sort of like affection towards another classmate or something like that, like getting all like buddy buddy, like next to each other, kind of hugging or just hanging around each other for very long times, the teacher would freak out. Be like, no, separate, so stuff like that. All throughout high school and that kind of thing. Like even though people did it, they found ways to do it, but the teachers, wherever involved, even if like super far down the hallway, they would come rushing to us, or near me, or whatever, who was around me at the time, kind of thing. Push two people aside, kind of thing, and be like, no, and then just like walked off. So, like me growing up, like is that was like I had to deal with that, like all throughout my school year, kind of thing. So to see like a school like this where everyone's like partnering up and like so on and so forth, it's very different to me, definitely. But yeah, I feel like that's it. Is there anything major that I missed? Oh, Shun found a way to do some kind of like necklace thing to stop the cats. I'm wondering if Sake can remake it or knows how to make it, so that way she can make more. But it's interesting that he made it a collar because he potentially knew that the cats went for the neck. Um, and then for whatever reason, when the cats bite it, it like I don't know if it was like a spell or something like that, like on the necklace or what, but like she looked like she was casting a spell, like with her mouth, kind of thing, like speaking something, and all of a sudden the cat just flared up, and then just like it looked like a ringer kind of thing, like like ringing a towel, like just like or whatever like that. They were just ringing it kind of thing, but happened to the cat. So I mean, Jesus Christ! But like, if that was just the necklace, like that wasn't even her. She wasn't a part of that. It was the necklace that did that. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like, you just make more of those, just in case. And we found out the two as well. The courtyard that they had sealed away since like kind of the first episodes, I think. I actually got to see what's in them. Or wait, no, that was a different courtyard because they showed like it looked like graves or something like that. But anyways, this is a different courtyard. Anyways, might be the same. I'm not sure. This courtyard or something like that, this vault, whatever it is, that apparently has an open ceiling. That's a bit weird. Because like they floated in from top, and then like this kind of big, huge vault door opened, and people walk through it. Like, why couldn't just everybody kind of float in from the top? But I don't know. Anyways, so they are breeding or birthing or sustaining whatever. They're sustaining the beasts, the cats, in these kind of big containment units. So it's pretty interesting. Also, the fact that the dad was talking about how the committee, sorry, is very against electricity, and I don't know why electricity of all things is not allowed. Like, maybe it's just like I don't know. Maybe it interferes with like the magic barrier and that kind of thing, and they don't want too much of it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that one. I mean, there could be a lot of reasons why they don't want electricity, but I don't know. I mean, to me, beneficial 100% kind of thing, but like in their society, might not be kind of thing. Like I said, like might interfere with the big rope around the whole village. It might interfere with whatever. I'm not sure. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week for I'm not sure how many episodes, but expect at least 3 or 4 more. Maybe even 5. Who knows? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week for some more from the new board. Take care, buddy.